Welcome everyone to the Wednesday Night Warriors episode number 41. We are the Wednesday Night Warriors, and on today's WNW, we cover the March 17th editions of AEW Dynamite, WWE, NXT. We reached the pinnacle, we witnessed road rage, the return of not one, but two champions from across the pond. Everything happens for a reason. And we have a St. Patrick's Day Bloody Massacre. But first, introductions. I am the host of the Romeo Report. I just report the news. The co-host of True Rewind, the bastard rack Romeo, Anthony Colon. And I am joined, as always, by the host of Joints and Jabronis, which I would like to be on the next one. Please, sir. The co-host of Blunt Impact, my fellow Wednesday Night Warrior, Chris G. How are you doing, my friend?
You don't smoke any joints. How you trying to get on Joints and Jabronis? We'll get you one of those fucking candy cigarettes like if you were a 4-year-old. Just pretend to smoke with us. I'm alright though. I'm with Mary Jane. Just getting ready to get through this shit show of one show and then a hell of a show on the other channel.
Oh man. We'll see which shows he's talking about. Before we get into them, please, friendly reminder, help us out. Leave a thumbs up. Let us know what you thought of both shows. Share this video. And, of course, subscribe if you are not already to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Let's start with the show that Chris wants to talk about. AEW Dynamite. They had St. Patrick's Day Slam. It was St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. And it started with Penta versus Cody. What can I say except that Cody is overpowered once again. Surprise, surprise. You picked Penta, I picked Cody. I knew Cody was going to be OP. Even though Penta rips off Cody's arm in this match. Still not enough. Not enough. Cody wins with a roll-up in 10:08. And afterwards, Penta attacks and the Gun Club, Dustin Rhodes, break it up. This is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it is. But it was a good match. Even Penta looked good. He's entertaining as fuck still, man. He put on the hat. I could not stop laughing. Put on the little Irish hat and just posing for the camera like a dirtbag. But I love it.
The right guy doesn't go over.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather see Penta win.
Jade Cargill squashed Danny Jordan in 112, and then she fucked with Red Velvet on the outside after. I thought Jade looked good for what it was.
She's impressive looking. And good way to build her. Just slow but steady. Slow but steady. We don't have to do too much right now.
I just noticed. Is that a Shawn Michaels shirt?
Yes, it is. I just got it. My good nephew of mine.
Can you stand up for a second?
I could.
See all of it?
Got the IC title, you know.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Yeah. It fits good. Makes my pecs look nice.
Oh, you're just working out. Will you stop that? MJF, Tully, FTR, Wardlow, and that other guy, they're all here. Tully explains that they are the pinnacle of the sport. Years ago, he was with the greatest group of guys in the history of professional wrestling, and he's going to finish his career with the greatest guys in professional wrestling. MJF talks his shit. Tully has the audacity to call Shawn Spears double S. By the way, FTR in suits. Thanks. I hate it. I wish they just stayed in their tracksuits. But to me, this was just trying to be a little too much like the Horsemen. And they're not. The name sucks. Pinnacle sucks. The shirt sucks. I saw a lot of hate on that. And Shawn Spears sucks. But all that aside, I thought MJF was great talking his shit.
Will you leave Shawn Spears alone, man? It's a diamond in the rough.
I only got 3 more weeks to talk about this. I am going to tear Shawn Spears to the ground.
I like the name, though. I like Pinnacle. I don't like the shirt. I don't like the logo, but I like the name. It makes sense. Like, there's a reasoning behind it.
Isn't Pinnacle a girly drink?
Oh, it's a vodka that
A girly one, right?
I don't know. I don't drink that shit, so I wouldn't know. I don't drink that shit. Fucking Finland.
Let me be politically correct. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say girly. I don't mean to identify.
Well, don't say.
Continue. Yeah.
Double digging that one. But I like this, man. It's a good introduction for this. I like that they got come out in fucking suits and private planes and shit. All right, it does feel like a cheap Horseman-ish vibe, but so did fucking Evolution. You know what I mean? Evolution didn't. It felt like a cheap.
They had a flair. They have all the
So
permission to do that.
we got Tully. Pinnacle got Tully, who is just as much as the original Horseman as Flair.
I think Batista and Randy Orton fit the Horsemen a lot more than FTR does, a lot more than Spears does.
No, FTR is the old school tag team that the Horsemen had, and Tully and Arn. And Sean,
yes, but they still be dressing like Horsemen.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I like the suits. I think the class speaks volumes.
Class. Let us know what you think in the comments. Matt Hardy, Butcher, Blade, Private Party, they beat Jurassic Express, Bear Country, 847. I don't usually have much to say about 10-man tag team matches, do you?
Well, Bear Country almost killed Marco, so I thought you would have appreciated that part.
Yes, I did.
But, I mean, other than that, the only thing I could really take apart from this is that Matt Hardy's a piece of shit for stealing the pin again.
Yes, that is nice that Matt Hardy continues to do that. That is nice. Then we had the Christian promo backstage.
I think he spoke the truth. Yeah, I was a quick little promo, straight to the point. It don't got to be nothing crazy, but he spoke. This is the shit that like everybody knows about Christian. That he just basically reaffirmed it. You know, he reintroduced himself in a quick but precise manner.
And he's going to outwork everyone. He's going to be the greatest worker in the biz. No one will work harder than him. He's coming for Kenny Omega, but he wants to prove himself first. Moxley, Kingston, they beat Gallows and Anderson in 9:52. And yikes, the second roll-up of the night. This is very, very WWE-ish. 2 roll-ups in an hour. I'm saying that because I don't like it. I think Carl should be taking a paradigm shift here. Omega joins a beatdown afterwards on Eddie and John. They fuck up Eddie. They're about to fuck up Mox. Young Bucks with the save. Omega gets mad at the Young Bucks for not two-sweeting him and not helping him. Mox goes wild with a chair. Hilariously, Eddie screams, "Put me in the ring with Mox." He's on the outside and he can't get up. I don't care for this drama one bit. It's because of the Young Bucks specifically. They aren't the likable baby faces that they're trying to turn them into. For me, not that the way they were presented before this. I can't get into it. At the same time, you got them about to feuding with Pac and Phoenix, who I think are way more likable. So it's one big mess to me if you ask me.
Well, I like the match because it's just 4 guys beating each other up. But I feel like the segment. I like the angle. I think the segment went a little too long. Like there were spots in there where like they were just looking around and just like trying to play to the crowd a little too much. Like I think they could have just trimmed off like a good 60 seconds of it. It would have been straight. But other than that, I mean, I like it. I like the Young Bucks and Kenny and Good Brothers tension. I like Mox and Eddie as a tag team. Eddie Kingston, of course, selling that beat down. Get me in the ring with Mox. Just good shit.
That's the best part of all this is Mox and
Eddie Kingston. I mean, I can't really take too many negatives besides that. It felt like that segment could have been a little shorter.
Then, oh my goodness, this is very WWE. AEW has one of those WWE revolving door promos. Wow. First with Darby Allin saying he wants to be a fighting champion, challenges anyone from the Dark Order in honor of the greatest TNT champion, Brody Lee, R.I.P. Then Archer and Jake come out and have some really cheesy, bad lines. Oof. Archer tells Darby that the internet may think he's terrific, but he's the biggest indie-rific joke this biz has ever seen. Oh, I cringed. And then Jake grabs the mic. This is Jake the Snake Roberts, one of the greatest promos of all time. Says Darby is going to freeze his ass off, and he better go backstage and put his bun back on because he ain't nothing but a weenie. This is the great Jake the Snake riding to pasture. And then Team Taz comes out. And Taz starts to talk. Cage interrupts him. And out of nowhere says he respects Sting. So Starks is wrong. Team Taz pissed off at Cage for that. And that was the most interesting part of this segment. But by now I was just so upset at this episode, I just wanted it to end.
a lot of pieces. I don't like the revolving door promo shit, but I do like the Brian Cage and Team Taz tension. Sting and Archer,
Do you buy it?
I don't know what's going there.
Do you
What,
buy
the
it,
tension?
though?
The
I
tension?
think this could be a setup.
Nah, because I think the Dark before this, they had a tag team match and there was like a little tension between Ricky Starks and Cage in the match prior to this episode of Dynamite. So I think it's
Gotcha.
I think it's legit. I think they're gonna turn Brian Cage face. Just the Lance Archer Sting whole Darby shit relationship. I don't know. That shit's just like random, I guess, with Lance Archer and Jake. Like now it's just like I got it the first time. Now like they did it again, but now it's just like, all right, like you're not beating anybody up. You're just coming here bitching about people stealing your time. Like,
He's become very unlikable. When just a couple of weeks ago he was very likable.
I mean, I still like him. I like Lance Archer being violent. I don't like him just
not being
whiny. Exactly. You know, I don't want to say that because he might tear my head off.
Everybody dies. It isn't everybody whines.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody bitches.
The Dark Order's backstage, all in green, very festive. -1 accepts the open challenge. Evil Uno says, maybe in 10 years, kid. He then asks the group, and they say, what about John? John Silver. He accepts. You see him standing next to -1. He's barely taller than him. I tower over both of them. And then everyone chants meat. Pause.
He's the meat man. Because Johnny hungry.
The pride of Long Island. Phoenix beat Angelico in 7:31. And was it just me or that pile driver at the end looked a bit rough? Miro doesn't care about OC and Chuck's challenge for the match, but Kip Sabian wants the match to defend Penelope. You know, they fucked up their wedding. Miro says the worst thing for your career is having your wife at ringside. Oof.
Keep it going. Let's just keep it going. I'm waiting for it. I just want Miro to fucking break him in half.
And then it's time for the lights out match. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa wins in 16:37 with a fire Thunder driver through a table on the outside from the apron. And this was brutal. It was blood and guts from both women. And one of the greatest women's matches I've ever seen. Dare I say more satisfying than the exploding barbed wire death match? Can I say that? I gave this match 5 stars. Perfect. And you know what? Bravo to both women, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. Get on your feet, Chris. Get on your feet and give these women the respect they deserve. My goodness. At worst, I think maybe this is, at worst, the 5th greatest women's match I've ever seen. And this was a statement for women's wrestling. Wow.
I loved every single second of this shit. I mean, from the get, like, as soon as the bell rang, you had Britt flying all over the place. Thunder Rosa hitting each other. They got chairs, they got thumbtacks, tables, beating each other up with fucking ladders. Blood's all over the place. You got T-shirts being sold now, flying off the shelf because of this. I mean, 5 stars? I want to give it 5 stars? Do I want to give it 5 stars? Do I really want to give it 5 stars? I think I do. If I had to rate this, it's definitely somewhere around the 4 to 3/4, 5 stars. I think like if there was a title on the line, even though necessarily this feud doesn't really need a title, but if there was a title on the line, I would give it 5 stars. This match was probably my second favorite women's match. For 17 minutes on national television, they put on probably the greatest women's match on television ever. You know what I mean? National primetime television ever is the greatest women's match.
Match of the night, there's no question. MVP, I'm also going to give to Britt and Rosa. You agree? And Jabroni of the night, I have to give to Archer and Jake.
Whew. That's a good one. I can't really think of it. I mean, Marco Stunt got killed. I don't want to give it to him though, because he put his body on the line to make these guys look good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Jake for for not being Jake the Snake anymore. Really, he's just old horny Jake.
All right. Sorry guys. Got to talk about NXT now. Sorry, Chris. At least you're high.
Yeah, let me light up again now.
NXT starts with Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett trading insults. I thought Balor owned Karrion on the mic here. He was way more aggressive. He was talking that shit. And Kross says some shit about how the people deserve to know who's the man in NXT. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing here. And I'm like, what? Karrion Kross is saying? It's way too babyface a thing for Karrion Kross to say. Fuck the fans. Fuck them. This is for you, Karrion. It's not for the people. I almost threw up when I heard that. Hated it. Scarlett chimes in saying she has foreseen this and that it all happens for a reason. At the end of the night, they'll both be draped in gold. They're looking at each other like, what is this crazy bitch talking about? Burch and Lorcan interrupt. They talk up Pete Dunne, who was absent on the show. COVID outbreak? That's what I heard happened at NXT this week. Might he be one of those names that was affected? Scarlett suggests that they defend their titles against Karrion and Finn. She even rubs up on him to convince him. They agree as Oney Lorcan gets a good long look at Scarlett's tits.
I mean, it was weird. I wasn't expecting it. But I was all for a match between Finn and Karrion Kross and Oney and Danny. And then Scarlett's fine ass. I usually don't say it, but I had to say it this time. She was extra fine this episode.
I know there was a COVID outbreak. Maybe they didn't have enough bodies. Maybe they just started this out of nowhere. But it is weird that you have a storyline where two guys challenging each other team up to go for the tag titles. You know, that trope has been done plenty of times. But the funny part is that it's being done right fucking now on SmackDown. Not just once, multiple times with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. So, yeah, it didn't really vibe with me as when you're doing it multiple times in your company. Austin Theory versus Dexter Lumis. They made the storyline way too much about Austin Theory's abs and how much Dexter likes them or doesn't like them. After Dexter knocks Theory on his ass, he offers a hand to help him up. Austin hugs him, saying he knew they were friends. Dexter goes for the silence. Theory fights out. Dexter counters the TKO into the silence and gets the win with it in 9:34. Although the action wasn't bad, but the story has taken a deep dive here for me.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in this anymore. Like,
by the way, Gargano and Candice not there. You start thinking, who's got the COVID?
I'm just like, where do we go from here, man, with this shit? Like, let's go our separate ways and just find something new for these guys.
I will give Austin Theory credit that I think he's doing good with this chicken shit that's being fed to him. I think he's trying his best to turn it into chicken salad.
He's not. I mean, I don't think he's been the problem. I think it's just like they haven't really. WWE sucks. Their writing, man. I didn't really like that. It's just the writing is killing him. They don't really put any emphasis on him. I'm sure it'll come.
Let's talk about all the Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly drama throughout the night. They play this in multiple segments. First, we have the promo from Cole. Very angry. A lot of bass in his voice. More than usual, I noticed. Regal interrupts, saying Kyle's not cleared. Kyle video appears, and Kyle says he's not there for Adam's safety. He's willing to do anything to Adam now after what Adam did to 11 years of friendship. I popped at this next line where he said he knows where Adam Cole buys his video games. That was funny. Later on in the show, Regal's outside to see Cole with the cops. Kyle O'Reilly's with the cops. A lot of bleeped cursing. The most curses in an NXT episode by far. Bleeped, but curses. Cole is pissed because Kyle O'Reilly tried to run him off the damn road. And then Regal says he will have a solution for these two next week. And I think what that implies is not only a match at TakeOver, but I think there's going to be some kind of stipulation of some sorts.
Well, I want to just be thankful for Adam Cole's safety, because Kyle O'Reilly is a fucking nut. Regal, I guess, not pressing charges. He's just going to make him have a match. Good. I mean, if I did that, if I try to run one of my coworkers off the road, I'd probably get fired and get thrown in prison for like a Class B felony. But that's just besides the point. But I like it. I like that. This is different at least. And fucking Adam Cole just dropping bleeped F-bombs is great. So I'm here for it. Can't wait for the match.
Ember and Shotzi accept a challenge for their NXT Women's Tag Team titles. I gotta say that so proudly because I know it gets a rise out of people. They're challenged by Aaliyah and Jessica Mia. Oh, fuck. Ember then disses Robert Stone's suit. Poor Robert. Legado del Fantasma beat Breezango in 9:53. Not bad, but they've had better matches. After the match, though, Santos Escobar, the Cruiserweight champion, talks to the announce team saying, "Where's Jordan Devlin? You heard so much about him." Jordan makes his entrance. Both Cruiserweight champions with their belts. Santos talks some decent shit, and Devlin answers with a headbutt. And Santos bleeds from the mouth, blood and guts.
The face of face, man. Jordan Devlin, Baby Finn, as I like to respond to, right? I like to refer to him as. I just can't wait for the match. Because I was excited at first, but now I'm even more excited because they built the shit up. Like the shit talking between them was like very underrated. I was like, these motherfuckers, they getting at each other like cool.
I don't watch much NXT UK. I think Jordan Devlin's a heel over there.
Yeah.
And him coming in here, it seems like we're supposed to root for him just because we know Santos Escobar, we know he's a dick, we know he's a heel. It feels like Jordan Devlin's like the default babyface in this.
It's like the lesser of two evils, I guess, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
The just the rough Irish guy or the fucking cartel. Pick your poison.
Should you root for the evil that you do know or the evil you don't know?
It's tough. It's a tough choice.
A video package airs to hype the arrival of NXT's newest signee, Saray. She's coming soon. I've never heard of her. Have you?
Not really.
I mean, she's Japanese, so she's got to be amazing, probably.
Yes, probably. Most likely.
Dakota Kai beats Zoe Stark at 12:35. I thought this was actually fun, despite not having any story whatsoever. And I'm kind of shocked that Dakota gets the win here. What are you doing with Stark? I mean, the good matches are nice for Zoe, but wins are what take you seriously around here.
The match was surprisingly good. I didn't know what to expect. Like when they first built up the match, next up we got Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai. I was like, oh man. And then I was pleasantly surprised. There was a spot, right, where Zoe Stark did like the Shelton Benjamin, the
yes.
Jump to the top rope, the leapfrog, and Dakota Kai hit her with a super kick. Triple H was out. He wasn't backstage at NXT. So Road Dogg and Shawn Michaels were running the show. Who do you think was booking this fucking match? Just take a wild guess. Who put this match together?
Just don't, Dakota. Don't leg slap.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
and you got to kick out. Yeah, it's not the sweet chance. But
you got to protect my finisher.
Yeah, I can't give that to you. It's a super kick. I liked it though, and the whole Io coming out and shoving the shit in Raquel's face like, sign it, bitch. That was great.
Cameron Grimes was on vacation because it's a holiday, and they showed his tweets. It looked like he was having a great time. It looked legit. I miss Cameron Grimes though. I hope he comes back soon. Next week is not a holiday, so hopefully he shows up at work. Unlike Charlie Caruso. Well, maybe he shows up on time, at least. That's what I meant to say.
Leave that poor soul alone.
Good for her. Good for her. She's got another job anyways. Fucking dorks. Just because you have another job lined, I'm ranting here. And I'm talking about a reporter on Raw. Just because you have another job lined up doesn't give you an excuse to show up late to your own job and leave a guy like Randy Orton waiting for you. That's the last guy you want to have waiting. Ciampa jumps Imperium, and it's apparently Ciampa versus Marcel Bartel. And Thatcher is not in the building. Ciampa had suspected that since Alexander Wolf isn't around, he's probably with Timmy Thatcher somewhere, sweet talking him to join Imperium. I think they both have COVID. That's what I think. Ciampa. This video is getting flagged for COVID. You already know it. Go. You know where to go for COVID information. Don't listen to me. Ciampa wins in 434 with Widow's Bell. Not much here to go off of. But afterwards, Imperium's music plays. And I pop. Because it's motherfucking Walter, the NXT UK champion. And all that shit last week that Ciampa popped off. Oh, but the guy across the pond. He immediately regrets every single word he said with just one chop. That sounded like a gunshot. Then a very stiff powerbomb. Imperium stands tall, and I love it. This is probably my favorite angle in NXT going. Probably because I'm a Walter mark.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him finally here. So let's go. Let's get on with it. Let's see him fucking cause some destruction.
Yes. LA Knight, your boy, defeats August Gray. I thought Knight looked good in the ring. He looked in good shape, too. And his music is a bopski, I thought. Bronson Reed comes out with Knight's jacket, puts it on, and destroys it from trying to fit in it. And LA Knight was pretty mad about that.
I don't care about the Bronson Reed shit, but LA Knight did look good. He looked in better shape than he was before, and he was always been in good shape. So I was like, shit, he's been training. But the good power moves. He looks strong. No, it is what it is. But I'm not really hyped for him and Bronson Reed. Hopefully they change my mind.
Is that his finisher that he's used before?
I can't even remember, honestly.
It was like something where he grabs the dude's head and just like brings it down. It's like almost like a cutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he used that. I'm not sure in NWA, but I'm pretty sure in Impact he used to use that as Eli Drake.
Main event time. Burch and Lorcan versus Balor and Kross Tag Team Championships. And some weirdness in this match that I noticed. Kross goes to suplex Burch. Oney is a little late to stop it. Not a little, a lot late. And so Kross just goes ahead with the move, and Burch lands awkwardly. Then Kross suplexes Burch and Oney at the same time. And again, it looks like Burch lands awkwardly. His shoulder looks hurt as Kross just stands there as the referee talks to Burch, and Burch is flexing his shoulder. After a commercial, it's Finn and Oney in the ring, with Burch on the outside getting checked out by Doctor. I hear the ref, you talk too much. Tell Finn and Oney 5 minutes. A lot of stalling by Oney to fill time, I guess, because Burch got hurt. Eventually, they go to the finish where Finn drop kicks Oney into Scarlett on the outside. Finn looks a bit concerned and goes to help her, but she seems to laugh. Kross, pissed off, attacks, driving Finn into the plexiglass before setting him inside the ring. Oney hits him with a running uppercut to get the pin on the NXT champ in 11-10. Post-match, Kross immediately attacks Oney. Then he destroys Finn, puts him in a submission, but Scarlett stops it so she can help Finn up, only for Kross to hit him with a forearm to the back of the head. Kross and Scarlett stand tall. Scarlett whispers in Finn's ear, everything happens for a reason.
Well, once I seen the injury, the whole match just went dead for me. But I do like the finish. They got a little creative with that. But they weren't going to win the titles, so it's like, it is what it is. I just want to see the match already. I hope Danny Burch isn't hurt for too long, and it is what it is.
Match of the night, Dakota, Zoe?
Yeah. I'm going to give it to Dakota and Zoe, too.
MVP, I'm going to give it to my boy. He's back. Walter.
You know what? You can't go wrong with that. He deserves it, making his triumphant return to NXT.
Jabroni of the night, on the same note, I'm going to give it to Ciampa for running his mouth and then getting fucked up. His boys somewhere talking to Alexander Wolf. This is a bad week for Ciampa. Jeez.
I'm going to just give it to Robert Stone because they were cutting that thing too. And it's been a while, so here you go. He's back in the limelight.
Ratings war, nothing's new. AEW wins. They're up 63 and 11-2. Now we decide what's the better show in the Wednesday Night Warrior scoreboard. SP3 told me earlier that the credibility of our channel was on the line if I picked NXT this week. I already know Chris picked AEW. I don't have to ask. I will say, I enjoyed a lot more minutes on NXT than I did AEW. You can tell just from this whole review. Much more entertaining show as a whole. But the AEW main event is so... I got you nervous, didn't I? I got Sid nervous for sure. It's so history-making that it's the better show just off of that alone. If you had to watch one show over the other, you got to watch AEW just for that match alone. So AEW is up 31-8-1 in the Wednesday Night War on the Wednesday Night Warriors. And the True Heels, last I checked on the group poll, agreed that AEW was the better show by a vote of 14. And this is going to drive Chris crazy. He's going to want to know where this particular strain of weed is to 5.
Five. Should have been 3. Okay, 5.
Chris, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at True Heel Chris G. You can always find me here on the Wednesday Night Warriors, for the time being, of course. You could also find me on Blunt Impact and Joints and Jabronis. And you could also hear me on True Toxicity. And watch out for that Fastlane Roundtable.
You can find me, The Pride of NY, Twitter and Instagram. Right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. True Rewind, One Boys, Drunk Guy JJ, and SB3. Definitely. If you're ever going to watch an episode of True Rewind, this is the one to watch. Episode 42 on WCW Uncensored, 1996. It is our longest episode to date, but trust me, it is worth it. All right. We thank you for joining us for episode 41. We will be back here next week, maybe with a special guest, for the Wednesday Night Warriors episode number 42. Until next time, in the Wednesday Night